The sprinting world is about to witness a Kishane Thompson sighting, and that is always a very big deal, because he is going to run at the Jamaican National Trials, which most people expected because, well, the obvious. And last time he was there, probably don't have to fill you in, but I'll say it again. He ran 9.77 seconds in the final. That was during an Olympic year where he went on to get the silver medal. And this year, depending on who you ask, he might be the favorite to win it all again. But I'm not just talking about the trials, because I'll get out in front of it. Winning the trials in the 100, to me, it's a foregone conclusion. Kishane Thompson is the big dog for Jamaican sprinting. Pretty much everybody knows it. It doesn't mean that he can't lose. I mean, Oblique Seville's going to give him a run for his money. But I just don't expect him to. Kishane Thompson isn't just going to run. He is going to go off. That isn't just my words. The athletes who compete against him, I've heard it from them. They expect him to show us what he's got. But Kishane Thompson isn't just going to run at the Jamaican trials, because I'll be covering that, paying attention to the races, and I'll give you my analysis once they finish. But he's also now confirmed to be on the starting line for the Prefontaine Classic. And if we just get past the trials for a moment to focus on the Prefontaine, that race is already confirmed to have Kishane Thompson facing off with Trayvon Bromell, who, at least up until this point in the year, is his biggest competition, at least on the clock, when it comes to winning the world in the 100. We know that Noah Lyles is expected to be there at the Worlds. He already had the bye, and he's likely going to qualify through to the final. But if we're going off of present competition, like things you've actually done in the last few months, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this part. I am glad that I was wrong, because I might be hard on Kishane Thompson, but it's only because I view him as one of the best of this present generation. And I want to see him run more often than not. I mean, isn't that what most people want? We want to see the best athletes compete in races that seemingly have consequences. So to show up to the Prefontaine and actually battle it out with Trayvon Bromell, who is looking like a problem about now, based off of what he did on the Diamond League, and for that matter, in the race before that. I mean, 991, 984, running away from the fields? Yeah, that's legit. But Kishane Thompson now has an opportunity to do something that, again, I never expected we would see. He's running on the pro circuit. He's giving us multiple races. And he's letting the world know that he means business. Kishane Thompson is different. And for that matter, him facing off with Trayvon Bromell is going to be different. I mean, Jarnell Hughes is going to be there, and I'm pretty sure he'll be competitive. But for now, I'm going to focus on Kishane versus Trayvon Bromell. Both of those men have given us fast times, and I'm talking about historically fast times. Remember, the post-Usain Bolt era starts when he retires. So from 2017 till now, nobody has gone faster than 9.76 seconds when legal. Not even once. The people who've gotten the closest to that number, I mean, we're just talking about who actually did it. You've got Fred Curley, Christian Coleman, Trayvon Bromell, whose name I already gave you, and Kishane Thompson, who went 9.77 seconds. I mean, other people went 9.77, but hey, 100th is pretty close. That said, people always want to see fast times when it comes to the 100-meter dash. And trust me, I'm a part of that group. I want to see them too. I get it. Training, mechanisms, cycles, training blocks, whatever you want to call it, where we are on the calendar, all of those things will impact how fast the clock come back. But Kishane Thompson has been running now consistently this season. And I'm at a point where I'm going to formally apologize. Because, again, I was a part of the camp that didn't think we would see Kishane run much. No shade, just being honest. Going off of past history, the idea that he would show up and compete on a regular basis, that was not the expectation. We knew he would have a Kishane Thompson sighting at the Jamaican National Trials. That was not a shocker, because he kind of had to go. But beyond that, the rest of it was completely a toss-up. We didn't know if we would see him in one Continental Tour race, one Diamond League race, or maybe two, something like that. And I'm talking for the entire year. Last year, we didn't see him much. We saw him at the Jamaican Trials, at the Olympic Games, and almost nowhere else. I mean, technically, he touched the track at some other point. So the fact that this year, like if you would have told me that in the month of June, Kishane Thompson has now competed quite a few times, and Noah Lyles has not competed at all. I mean, yeah, he ran an open 400, but that doesn't count. He had not run a 100 or a 200 up until this moment. I definitely wouldn't have believed you. But if you're new here, I want to say thank you for even making it this far into the video. And I'm Coach Rob, and if you really want to know what's going on with the fastest athletes in the world, then you are in the right place. And if anything that I say actually connects with you, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe. But if I don't, just let me know in the comment section, because I try to read them all. And now that I look forward to from where we are to Worlds, because we're getting closer, September's going to be here sooner than you think. There's a real argument to be made for why Kishane Thompson should be the favorite. At this moment, allow me to go on the ledger. Noah Lyles is still my pick. And I'm going to explain why. I'm going to do it real quick. Nobody has been as fast as him in championship races consistently. Up until now, over the past few years. Like, if you want to beat Noah Lyles, you're going to have to run 9.7 something. Because he knows how to come in and give you exactly what he has. He gives you the best version of himself when it matters most. I'm just not convinced that Noah Lyles can run the types of times that nobody else can run. That is what normally separates you from the field and makes you a clear favorite. But we know that Noah Lyles will be coming, especially in that last half of the race. All Kishane Thompson really needs to do to convince me he's the favorite, again, I'm going on the ledger and putting this out there, is he needs to do three boxes that need to be checked. But the biggest one of all is to show the world that you can go faster than everybody else. 9.77 seconds did that. But if he goes just a little bit faster, I'm talking Jamaican Trials and Prefontaine, if we get anything a little bit faster, especially if he hits 9.75. 9.76 is 100th, but that 9.75 line would make him the fastest man since Bolt. Again, according to the numbers, that's who he would become. That would now make him the clear favorite on the clock. That is it. But the other boxes you have to check. We have past history, which would be look back at 2024 or 2023 and see what athletes have done. He was right there on the podium and got silver. So he has a past history of being competitive in a championship. And then we have to look at your current season. Like, what are you actually doing? How competitive have you been? The only time I remember Kishane Thompson losing, the only time I remember it, was against Akani Simbini on the Diamond League, where he was starting off his season outdoors and just, tearing it up out there. And even then, that race went all the way down to the line, where Kishane got nipped barely. I understand that, no athlete is perfect. Everybody has strengths and weaknesses. When you look at Kishane Thompson run, and I'm breaking this down more as an analyst, not as a coach for the moment, generally speaking, he builds a lead and tries to, I'll say it this way, crush the spirit of everybody else in the race. He's trying to end it before it even really begins. Because technically you could run him down in theory, but that's what you're going to actually have to do. You'll be at 70 meters, you're going to look up, and you're going to realize, he got me. The only thing you can do is try to play back, but you've got a very small margin for error. Noah Lyles, Akani Simbini, these are guys who have technically pulled that off. They run him down to the line. And when I say to the line, I mean exactly what I said. All the way to the line. That's how they got him. But almost nobody in the world has that type of talent. The only thing Kishane has to do to step to the next level where they can't touch him, is go a little bit faster. He's already almost there. Because 9.79 seconds, which is technically 9.7 something, wasn't enough to hold off Noah Lyles last year. So again, if we're using the clock as our benchmark, I get it, win factors and condition, all those things will play in. But fundamentally speaking, he just has to go a little bit faster. At the Prefontaine, facing off with Trayvon, hey, taking all my emotion out of it about who I'm a fan of or whatever. Again, we're just talking off of what we see competitively through this season so far. If Trayvon Bromell runs like himself, like the new version of him, and Kishane Thompson beats him anyway, especially if that clock says 9.7 something, and really if it says 9.75, at that moment, the conversation is over. It's Kishane Thompson's 100-meter goal to lose. That's what it's going to be. And everybody else is coming for second place. The only way they catch him is he got to mess up. Because people have created a rhetoric that Kishane Thompson, quote-unquote, choked in the Olympics. I don't really know where that came from. There's absolutely no evidence that aligns to it. when you go to your first Olympic Games, for somebody who has no world championship medals at all, individually up until that point, and to get a silver medal in the men's 100 meter dash during the deepest men's 100 in track and field history. I mean, from first place to eighth place, how fast the field actually was. If that is what you do, that is the opposite of choking. You showed up and you showed out. And remember, losing to the reigning world champion in the 100 meter dash is not really that big a deal in terms of, like, oh, how did you lose? You lost to the guy who was technically the best. And he held him off almost to the line. Again, it was that close. And the entire world was watching. So you've got to understand that if that was Kishane Thompson's first time to the show, and when we say the show, we mean the big show. At least in track and field, the Olympics is the big show, at least up until this moment. When you go back to the show again, and the world, again, is less, like to a lesser degree, I mean, in terms of pressure, compared to what the games are. Yes, he's ready now. He's been there, and he's done that. He's even got the t-shirt. The only thing he's trying to do is upgrade the color of it. That is it. Kishane Thompson will run at the trials, and I'll be there to pay attention like I told you. But that race is just the precursor. Perhaps even another warning shot for what we're going to get in another week. The Prefontaine Classic is coming. And guess what? Kishane Thompson's going to be on the line. And as far as I can tell, he is about to go off. So if you have any plans of actually beating him, you had better be prepared to run all the way to the line. And if he decides to go as fast as he's capable of, that still might not be enough. And that's that. In the sport of track and field, confidence is everything. Because when you win, that is just the moment when everybody else finds out what you already knew to be true. That fast is a lifestyle. Get your Fast is a Lifestyle track and field gear at scarecruiting.com/shop or use the link in the description below. It's a huge support to me and this channel so I can continue to make you more content like this. And remember, it is always greatly appreciated if you would please like and subscribe.